Hello children, today we are going to discuss cell structure and its functions. So first the cell was discovered by Robert Hooke in 1665. Children, even after 150 years Robert Hooke's discovery, not much was known about the cell until improved microscope with high magnification were made. Today scientists are using high magnification microscope to study cell. Later on in 1838, two German biologists they had given the cell theory. The name of those scientists are Matthias Schleiden and Theodor Schwann. And the theory given by them, it is all living things are made up of cell, just as a wall is made up of bricks. Hence, cells are the basic building blocks of living organism. They are complex living structures. Second point is all cells are similar in their basic structure and function. Later on we are going to study that, but are not identical. They differ in shape and size. New cells, third is new cells are formed due to division in old cells. We also call that cell division. Fourth one is the organization of cell in the body of a living organism determine its structure. And the next one, the way an organism function depends on the way the cell work. Now children, we are going to discuss. We have divided organism in two parts, unicellular organism and multicellular. Unicellular organisms. Like amoeba, paramecium, euglena, they are the example of unicellular organism. Children, although they are made up of a single cell, they perform all the activities necessary for life. We had discussed also previously. They grow, they move, digest food, give out waste and reproduce. All these activities are carried out by a single cell. All you know, amoeba, single cell, paramecium, this is also single cell. Okay. Now come to the multicellular organisms. Plants and animals, all we see around us with the naked eye are made up of many cells, so they are called multicellular organisms. So what are the examples? Plants and animals. Organisms. Okay. All plants and animals. It is estimated that a fully grown human has about 100 trillion cells like we. All multicellular organisms begin life as a single cell, and that we call that zygote. Okay, that fertilized egg, that is called zygote. And the cellular organization you must have read in class 6. So many like cells, when they cluster, they form group of cells, we call that tissue. So many specialized tissue together, they form organ. Different organs, they come together and they form organ system. Okay, and all these organ systems together they form organisms. Okay, so this is what cellular organization, level of organization. Now children, we are going to discuss variation in shapes and sizes. As we told you, like in cell theory they have told, cells are of various shapes and sizes. various shapes. First, like egg cell is oval, and muscular cells spindle shape. Okay, nerve cells, it has many endings. Okay, according to functions they have different. According to their function they have shapes. Like I was telling you, this nerve cell have fibers that may be more than 1 meter long. Messages pass from one nerve cell to the other along these fibers. Muscular cell, I told you, it's a spindle in shape. This cell can expand or contract. And skin cells, they the outer layer of skin form a protective cover over our body. They are flat shaped, and their flat shape helps them to cover a large area. Now come to the size. The egg of a bird is only a single cell, children, as we know. An ostrich egg measured 170 millimeter into 130 millimeter is the largest cell, single cell. So we can say that ostrich egg is the largest cell. The smallest cell is a bacterial cell. Okay. Now we are coming to the structure. Structure, as we know, children, cells are vary so much in their size and shapes. They have a number of things. Structure, I am going to tell you. They have like number of things in common. The basic components of cell are cytoplasm, cell membrane, nucleus, and organelles. These things are common in all cells. So we are going to discuss these things one by one. First we will discuss cytoplasm. What is cytoplasm? The cytoplasm is jelly-like substance. It is jelly-like substance. Okay, jelly-like substance. It is jelly-like substance. All the this makes up most of the inside of a cell. All life functions take place in cytoplasm, and from which two words it has been formed? Chitos. Chitos means hollow, and plasma means liquid. So this is liquid inside the cell. That is why it is called cytoplasm. Now second thing we are coming, that common structure, that is cell membrane. Cell membrane. Children, the surrounding the layer which surrounds the cytoplasm is called cell membrane or plasma membrane. What do we call cell membrane? Another name is also what? Plasma membrane. Plasma membrane. Okay. It protects the cell and gives it a shape. However, it allows water, mineral, and some other necessary substances to pass through. Like this is membrane. Okay, cytoplasm is inside, and this membrane is semi-permeable in nature. Semi-permeable means it allows certain substance to move in and out. And children, in plant cell, one additional wall is also there. We call that cell wall. This is made up of cellulose. Okay. Cell wall which is absent in animal cell but present in plant cell. The cell wall supports and protects the plant cell. Since plants do not have skeletons for support, present in the cytoplasm are small structures. In this cytoplasm, small structures are present and we call them what? Organelles. Organelles. Okay, and nucleus is also present. This is nucleus. I will tell you the detailed diagram later on. Now next we are going to discuss nucleus. The third common structure is what? Nucleus. Okay. This is a small spherical body in the center in animal plant cell. When we observe in animal cell, it is in center, but in plant cell it is shifted due to vacuum. Okay, nucleus is a spherical body. The nucleus is the control center. What do we call it? Control center or brain of the cell. We also call it brain of the cell. So it is clear to you that it controls all the activities taking place in the cell. The nucleus is the control center of the cell. It directs the growth of the cell and controls all the activities taking place in the cell. Okay, taking place within the cell. The liquid present in this is nucleus. The liquid present in the nucleus, we call it nucleoplast. Nucleoplast. Plast, as I told you, liquid. The liquid present in nucleus, so we will call it nucleoplast. And this membrane, this is double membranous structure, and we call it. It is also made up of the material by which what is made? Cell membrane. Okay, this membrane is called nuclear membrane. The membrane covering the nucleoplast is called nuclear membrane. Okay, nuclear membrane. The nuclear membrane is porous, as I made the pores. Okay, it is porous. It allows the movement of material between the cytoplasm and the nucleoplasm. Present inside the nucleus is a smaller spherical body. We call this nucleolus. We call it nucleolus. Okay. In nucleus, what else are present? Chromosomes. These are chromosomes. Okay. They carry genes which contain all the information needed by the cell to function and to produce further cells of the next generation. Thus, genes are present, as I told you, responsible for inheritance, that is transfer of characteristics from the parent to the offspring. Next thing, children, this nucleus along with cytoplasm. This is cytoplasm, this is nucleus. Okay. Together they make up what? Protoplasm. Together they make up what? Protoplasm. Together they make protoplasm. Very important. Okay. The nucleus and the cytoplasm together make up protoplasm. Proto means first. And plasma means liquid, which is called the living substance of the cell. These two are called together living substance of the cell. The main constituent element of protoplasm are carbon. These are made up of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and some other elements are also there. These are the main elements. Okay. Now children, we are going to discuss about organelles. Now children, we are going to discuss about organelles, plant cell I have drawn and also animal cells. We will do the comparative studies. Okay. These organelles, we are going to discuss organelle as I told you. They are scattered in the cytoplasm. They are very tiny structure. We can see only with the help of electron microscope. First I am going to tell you about mitochondria, which you are seeing with this red color. These are present in both plant cell and animal cells. They are small rod-like structure. They oxidize food to provide energy. Like respiration process takes place in this organelle, mitochondria, and we also, because in this reaction large amount of energy is produced, that is why we call these mitochondria powerhouse of the cell, mitochondria. Okay, I don't have a space, so I am writing down here mitochondria, powerhouse of the cell. Okay, respiration process takes place. Now second, you come to the vacuole. You are seeing that I have made very large vacuole in plant 1 and here I have made very small vacuoles. So in animal cell, either they are very small or they are not present, because like there is no use of vacuole here in the animal cell. But in plant cell it is very large. First, water vacuoles, they are sac-like structure. Sac means storage place. They store food, water and waste. Plant cell have large vacuole as compared to animal cells. Now next we are coming to the plastids. These are plastids. They are also present in plant cell, but they are not present in animal cells. Why? Because plastids, their main function is to give color. Okay, they are present in the cytoplasm. They are of different colors and types. Green color plastids are called chloroplast. They contain green pigment. All you know that chlorophyll, which provides green color to the leaves. And other pigments are, and this green pigment, all you know, it's very helpful in photosynthesis. Next, one more is there, that is Golgi body. Children, Golgi body, it is like this. Okay, it is like this. Vesicles are there. I am going to draw it here. It is like this in the cell. These are Golgi body. Golgi body. Okay, there are Golgi body that secrete substances such as enzymes. Very important enzymes in that, like in our body, these enzymes, they have very important role. So these are secreted by Golgi bodies. And this is endoplasmic. The purple one, endoplasmic reticulum. There are two types of endoplasmic reticulum in which ribosomes are stuck. They are called rough endoplasmic reticulum, and in which these ribosomes are absent, we call them smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So these endoplasmic reticulum are present both in plant cell as well as in animal cell. Golgi body also present in both plant and animal cells. Then the role of these ribosomes, they are either stick to this endoplasmic reticulum or they are suspended freely in the cytoplasm. They help in protein synthesis. Ribosomes, they help in protein synthesis. Okay, they help in protein synthesis. One more thing is their lysosome. They are also tiny pockets-like structure, lysosomes. We call them suicidal bags. Lysosomes. They destroy the cell organelles when the cell, any problem takes place in the cell. So they help to destroy old structure. That is why they are called suicidal bags. And centrosomes are there. They regulate cell division in the cell. Okay. So this is all about the structure. Now I am going to tell you about cell division. Cell division. Cell division is very important. Like in class 7 and all, you have learned that asexual reproduction takes place and sexual reproduction takes place in all. Division is very important for the growth of organism. When a cell is formed, it is small. Okay, is small. After like digesting food, it grows in size. However, its growth is limited. After reaching a certain critical size, like this, a beginning in the beginning, but later on when it gets mature, this cell is about to divide. Okay, it multiplies from 1 to 2 and it brings growth. This division brings growth. After reaching a certain critical size, it divides to form 2 daughter cells. The process by which new cells are formed is known as cell division. The new cells in this way, as I told you, form, they are called daughter cell. What happens when the cell gets matured? This nucleus and the cell elongates. This nucleus also elongates. Okay, and then later on this constriction takes place. And what happened? This way, this nucleus come here and 2 daughter cells are formed. These 2 daughter cells are formed. Some cells in our body keeps on dividing throughout life. In a human body, millions of blood cells die and replaced each second. The skin cells also keep dividing. However, nerve cells of the brain, very important children, this is, nerve cells of the brain cannot be replaced once they die. This is why the body can heal injuries in all parts of the body except to the nervous system. So that's all for today. Thank you, children.